This video describes the Java API for the geneXplain platform, which allows the operation of platform functionality on a remote server using Java programs. The API is freely available on GitHub. We will install geneXplain API, show basic usage, and run example analysis in this video. You can consult the documentation available on GitHub pages for more details about the API. We can see the instruction on how to get the Java API directly on the first page of the documentation. Notice that the Gradle tool is required to build the software after download. Consult the Gradle website to get the tool if you don't have it installed yet. Let's now get and build the geneXplain Java API. Use the git clone command to download the software from the GitHub repository. Then go into the downloaded folder and run the Gradle build command there. It will take some time to complete. There are two main ways to make use of geneXplain Java API. On one hand, the software can be used as a library to build Java programs that interact with the geneXplain platform. On the other hand, the jar created by the build script is executable and offers several applications. For instance, there is a JSON interface that enables configuration of individual analysis tasks and even complex workflows. We'll use the JSON interface for the demonstration first and show the equivalent Java program later. The geneXplain API jar file appears under the build libs directory upon build completion. Let's copy the file for more convenient usage. The jar file is passed to Java jar along with the command name and arguments. Several commands cover the main package functionalities like importing and exporting files, getting information about the available tools, running examples, and running the actual tasks. Use each argument to get help with a particular command. For instance, the apps command lists available analysis applications and requires a JSON file with the connection details. Let's create a JSON file with the obligatory options. Provide the server, user, and password details. We are connecting to the platform.genexplain.com server. In case you are not a geneXplain user yet, please use the registration link in the description box to get your free account. Once the file is ready, it's possible to run the apps command. It printed all the available tools grouped in the same way as in the platform methods folder. There are some prepared examples to get started with the API. The examples description is available under the Jar Application Manuals page in the documentation. Let's run List a Folder example that lists the contents of the Data Projects folder. The same JSON file with the login credentials can be used here. The result is the list of the projects available for the given user. The most frequently used command is probably exec. It executes the analysis in the geneXplain platform. The analysis details are taken from the JSON file as it was with the login credentials. Let's start with some simple tasks first. The docs tutorial folder contains some sample JSON files to use with the package. The hello-world.json file contains the classic example of printing the hello world string. The task executes the bash script locally without even connecting to the platform. The script only contains one echo command. Let's pass hello-world.json to the exec command. The output is printed as expected. This example is also included in the documentation under JSON interface Hello World tutorial. We can see here that the next example shows how to execute several tasks in a sequence. Instead of having one task description, there is an array of tasks. Here, the same printing script is called 3 times with different arguments. We can confirm all 3 commands to produce the output. Execution of the tasks in sequence allows organizing complex analysis into a more efficient pipelines. Now, we will try a more practical example of connecting to the geneXplain platform and running some actual analysis. The JSON file with the analysis details is required. Let's consult the documentation again to see what to include in the configuration file. We need the exec command and analyze executor in particular, as we want to run an analysis on the remote server. The configuration can be copied to the JSON file and adjusted as necessary. We leave the analyze executor as it is. We want to run a functional classification analysis method, so fill the method field accordingly. The parameters field contains another JSON object with the parameters of the analysis tool. For instance, input and output file path in the platform. We try to run a tool and not a geneXplain workflow, so the workflow field is set to false. Wait and progress are set to true to keep the track of the analysis progress. The task description is now complete and can be saved. We have already seen earlier how to connect to the platform server. Let's copy the hello world file into a new file called myPipeline and adjust the options. We replace without connect with server and login details. Next, there would be an array of tasks instead of just one description. We'll add a functional classification analysis from the myTask file. The From File option loads the contents of a task from the file under the indicated path. Although the task description can be written directly in Tasks field, storing and loading tasks in files allows much cleaner code. The configuration is now ready. We can call the execute command. After the task is finished, we can confirm the output via the platform's web interface. The table with functional classification results was generated. The templates for many platforms' methods are available in the API package repository under the Methods folder. For example, here is the template we used for functional classification analysis. As we mentioned before, the API allows integrating geneXplain analysis into a Java program. Check the description box to get a sample code running the functional classification task. The API library should be included to compile and run the program. We showed the basic usage of the geneXplain Java API in this video. Use templates and tutorials to explore the package more and watch the next video in which we use the geneXplain API to build an analysis pipeline for a real-world example. Thank you for watching.